Preliminary round game, Finland against Team Sweden. And we're ready to introduce the starting lineups down at center ice.
In goal, number 1, Peter Lindmark. Number 2, Anders Elderbrink. Number 3, Tommy Appleton. Number 16, Ben Gustafsson. Number 24, Magnus Rupe. Number 26, Mats Naslund. Now the starting lineup for Team Finland. In goal, number 1, Kari Tako. Number 8, Pile Siren. Number 17, Jari Kuri. Number 21, Christian Rutu. Number 23, Hanu Virta. And number 26, Petras Rico. As is the custom in international hockey, the two captains, Ben Gustafsson and Jari Kuri, will now exchange gifts on behalf of their teams. And now introducing the members of the official party for today's ceremonial face-off. Canadian Tire is a proud supporter of sports for people of all ages and communities across Canada, from the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association to the Calgary 1988 Olympic Winter Games. Representing the grassroots of hockey is Sean Tobin of the North Sydney Minor Hockey League. Representing the Canadian National Freestyle Ski Team is Anna Fraser, who will represent Canada in the 1988 Winter Olympics. Anna goes into the 1987-88 season as the #1 Canadian National Women's Aerials and Combined Champion and as the #2 Women's Combined Skier on the Grand Prix World Cup circuit. The winner of the Women's Aerial event at the 1987 Freestyle Olympic Preview Competition, she hopes to repeat her performance at the Olympic Winter Games in Calgary next February. Representing Canadian Tire is dealer Mr. Ian McKenzie. Representing the sponsor of the Labatt Canada Cup is Mr. Dave Bryson, Maritime Promotions Manager of Labatt Breweries. Will the captains please come to center ice? Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthems of Sweden and Finland by Johnny O'Coin.
the Labatt Canada Cup. There you go. Welcome back to Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. A capacity crowd in excess of 5,000 on hand, and the officials for this hockey game. In the middle is the referee, Paul Stewart from the United States, Ron Finn of Canada, of course, an NHL veteran linesman, and Mikhail Gelinovsky of the USSR will be the linesman for this game. Gary Green looking forward to a good one. Finns have been a disappointment, frankly. An awful lot of individual talent on this team, but when they try to put it all together, something is missing.
Well, a lot is going to rest on the shoulders of Kari Takko today. He is an excellent goaltender. He has got North American experience, so today will be a big test for him.
And the lineup's brought to you by Dodge Trucks, and there is the lineup that Takko will be facing. The lineup of the team Sweden, of course. A couple of changes.
Well, certainly Esa Tikkanen can start a war out there. Reijo Ruotsalainen is not playing. He has gone back to Finland because his wife has given birth to a new baby boy.
Okay, we'll get underway here from the opening face-off. The puck dumped quickly down the ice, and we will have an icing call right away against the Swedes in the opening seconds of play from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Beautiful Sunday outside here in the Cape Breton part of the country. But inside, the action is decidedly wintry. A little warm in the building, and it may get a little hotter.
And Michael Gelinovsky of the Soviet Union.
So the face-off now to the left of Peter Lindmark in the Swedish nets. The Swedes in the dark blue uniforms with the white and gold trim. And the Finns in a predominantly white color with the blue pants and the dark blue trim. Anders Eldebrink. Kuri moves up to make the check. They tried to hit Rupe with the long pass, and instead Hannu Virta got back there, and then for the second time in a minute, we have an icing call against Sweden.
Well, we talked about Ruotsalainen for Finland leaving their defense. That kind of leaves them a little bit short out there. However, a couple of their best defensemen have been Hannu Virta and Timo Jutala.
And the lineup's brought to you by Dodge Trucks. Peter Lindmark, the Swedish goalkeeper, has played in all of the games that Sweden has played in this tournament, has been very steady, and has not really had an easy game in the entire lineup.
Peter Anderson, their big defenseman, is not playing today in favor of Tommy Samuelsson. We'll talk more about that later.
Lars Karlsson around to Eldebrink. Kuri checking him. Eldebrink shovels it over center, and finally they get it into the Finnish zone without incurring an icing. The Finns buzzing around. Kuri now breaks out into the center ice area, drops it now for Skriko across the line, looking for Veer, and there's a good shot. Nice pass there by Skriko to set it up. And the Finns just missed getting a direct shot on goal. Here's a long shot by Searan from the point, a scramble in front of Lindmark. Eldebrink tries to control. The puck goes instead to Ruutu. He just threw it into the slot area in front of the net, and Eldebrink was right there but could not get it out. Now the Finns closing in and trying to make a shot once again. Lindmark made the save, and the Finnish player took the net right off the moorings, and that is called on the play.
Peter Skriko ended up taking the goal right off of its hinges, but the Finns are applying some pressure here on some sloppy defensive efforts here by Team Sweden. If the Swedes are going to win in this very important game to them, they must control the play out there. Their game is superb passing, skating, puck possession. So far, they've been a little sloppy in all those areas.
Järvi, Hagman, and Tikkanen up front now for Team Finland. Jutala. And looks like Gronstand on the blue line for the Finns. And Sweden going with Karlsson, Utila now keeps it in at the line, shovels it in behind the net. Lindmark, and there's Kent Nielsen, and he was the player I was looking for because he was shaken up in a previous start, and they weren't sure until after the warm-up whether or not he would play. But Kent Nielsen is in the lineup for Team Sweden. He's wearing number 15. Carlson works his way out towards center, tried to set it up for Nielsen, and the puck is cleared down to Kari Taco. Sundstrom now in the corner, shovels it behind the net. Nielsen throws it in front. There's a chance right on. Taco had to be very sharp on that close-in play by Carlson. Utila flips the puck into the Swedish zone. Thomas Jonsson is there, around on the boards for Carlson. He leaves it for Nielsen. 2 minutes gone in the first period. No score in the hockey game. The Finns have had 2 good chances. The Swedes just had their first shot on goal of the hockey game. Jonsson works his way across the line. Got away from the checker Mikko Makala and across the line, and it's offside at the blue line. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Really getting anything that I can call program sound.
Well, you take a look at Kent Nielsen, as Peter had mentioned. He was questionable about playing today. Apparently he was injured early in Friday night's game. Nielsen is in the lineup though, but possibly with a bad leg.
Taco in the corner, cleared it to the line. Michael Telvin keeps it in, takes a shot that somebody deflected, and that nearly went in the top corner behind Taco. Now the Finns shovel it towards the line. Glove pass not called, 2-on-1 break. Here's the Finns coming right for the net, and a good defensive play there by Tommy Samuelsson. It comes back out to the line. Quick shot. Lindmark kicked that out smartly. A penalty coming up. And it'll be to Tommy Samuelsson of Team Sweden.
Well, Samuelsson, who had broken up a great 2-on-1 play, ends up then taking a penalty, and you can see right in front of Peter Lindmark. The referee to the right of your screen, his hand was up, and Tommy Samuelsson, who's not a very big guy, 5'9", 171. We told you earlier that he was inserted into the lineup in place of great big Peter Anderson. Anderson, who has played so well for this
Team Sweden's penalty to number 7, Tommy Samuelsson.
has
2
not
minutes for holding
performed well
at
as of late. As a
2:45.
result, Anderson finds himself
Samuelsson
not
for
dressed
holding
for today's game.
2:45.
Utila keeps it in at the line. Now the Finns control behind their own net. It comes back out to Utila at the point. To Christian Ruutu, Buffalo Sabre. Forward. Ruutu and Utila are the only players to touch the puck so far. There's a blast by Ruutu and a good save by Peter Lindmark. Now it comes back out to the line. Utila will try his lock right on. Lindmark kicked that into the corner. And quickly Albalin gets it as far as the line, and they roll it. It came out across the line. Good call there by the official. And a little bit of stick work.
You notice how patient the Swedes were when they were killing off the first part of that penalty. They'll have a little bit more difficulty when this man, Jari Kurri, comes out on the ice as he is now. But the Swedes were staying in that very tight box. They were not going out and chasing the puck carrier. They were just making sure, as they've done throughout this tournament, that no one was able to enter that slot and get a good shot on Lindmark.
Gustafsson out there now with Mats Naslund to kill off the penalty for the Swedes, who pump it down into the Finnish zone. Siren and Utila rather, are on the defense on this power play, and up front it's Skriko, Ruutu, and Jari Kurri, and the puck has cleared the length of the ice. The Finns will be called for offside.
We're talking about the Swedish penalty-killing system, and you can recall in the very first game, the Swedes versus the Soviets last Saturday night in Calgary. The Swedes did an exceptional job, And Tommy Sandlin, the coach of this team, has designed this penalty killing system that he feels will be effective. They've got no reason to feel it will not be. It was successful during the World Championships in Vienna last year, which earned them the championship.
Tikkanen, Hagman, and Järvi out there on the forward line now for Team Finland. A minute to go in the penalty to the Swedish player, Samuelsson, and the Finns work their way into the center ice area. Tikkanen takes a big hit, pumps it in on the boards. Good check there by Karlsson. And the Swedes clear it back down the ice. .38 seconds left in the penalty. That pass broken up smartly at the line by Karlsson. Dropped it to Naslund. Here's a centering pass right in front, and Tikkanen did a good job to follow Gustafsson right back into the zone. Naslund nearly got loose, and the Swedes buzzing around alertly. And the puck is on the mesh, and there's no further play.
Well, Ronald Korpi's team, you see the coach of the Finnish team, has really got no pressure on them, Peter. Yesterday in practice, they were as loose as a goose, and for good reason. They know that their chances of going any further in this tournament are all over. However, they can act as the big spoilers today. That's what the Swedes are going to have to do more effectively throughout this game. They can play aggressively. We saw that against the Soviets. However, against this Finnish team, who are more aggressive than the Swedes normally, they are going to have to play the body out there.
A small break in the action while Ron Finn does some repair work in the crease of Kari Taco. And now we're set to resume play. 15:35 to go in the first period from Center 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And there is no score in the hockey game. Siren. Makala now sets it up for Gronstad. Delayed offside at the line. Janssen takes it back in behind his own net. Eldebrink clears it out and down the ice, and there's 3 seconds left in the penalty, so good penalty killing there by the Swedes, who actually had the better of the scoring chances in the last 2 minutes. Eldebrink now. Long pass across here to the Rundqvist. And just as quickly the Finns start back. This is Makala working his way in across the line. Good physical play there, and Talvin clears the puck around on the boards, gets it as far as the line, and the Finns will regroup at center. Utila across the line. Suominen can't get loose, chops it in behind the net as the Finns make a quick change. And now Eldebrink. Up to Karlsson. Anders Karlsson, good shot, and right on, and Taco had to be very quick with the glove hand. Long pass up into the center ice area. Bergqvist broke that up. Here is a nice pass at the line, and
Anders Karlsson gets a couple of good scoring opportunities here. Taco makes 2 glove saves. That's the first one. Shortly after that, Karlsson coming in across the blue line. Watch him. A good little drop pass here. He winds up. He's in good scoring position with a screen initially set up. Taco does the splits, catches that puck, pulls it right out of midair with that glove.
Both plays set up beautifully by Håkan Sodergren, number 22. Now there's a shot from the slot area, and the Finns are lucky to get it out into the center ice area. Michael Anderson takes the return pass, missed it, and finally it's chopped out to center by Tommy Eklund of Team Sweden. Blomqvist now shoots it right back in again. Janssen looking to make a pass, is checked instead and gets it over to teammate Lars Karlsson. Janssen Up into the center ice area. Pettersson shoots it in across the line. Anderson was tied up, couldn't get to it, and now Timo Blomqvist will start the Finns back out of their own zone. It's cleared down the ice by Ruutu. It goes across the line, and that'll be an icing call as it was shot from the Finnish side of center. We'll take a break. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Center 200 filled almost to its 5,000 seat capacity for this game between Finland and Sweden on a beautiful Sunday in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Delighted you could join us. I'm Peter Watts with Gary Green, and Howie Meeker, and Kerry Taco makes yet another glove save and clears the puck out into the center ice area. Taco has been very steady here with some difficult chances in the opening 6 minutes of play, and we get another whistle. Face-off back inside the Finnish zone.
Well, that is the Finnish mascot.
I thought that was Jim Van Horn for a minute.
This mascot
Jim's here as well with us.
Heck of a lot of good during this Canada Cup tournament. This line that is out there right now for the Swedish team, Naslund, Gustafsson, and Rupe, they have got to do it for Team Sweden today. They really have got to lead the offense for this club. Rupe, the least experienced player on that line. He is a Philadelphia Flyer draft choice and will be in their training camp shortly after Canada Cup.
Christian Ruutu is in the penalty box for roughing, and so now it'll be Team Finland with the or Team Sweden rather with the power play. Eldebrink starts things back now for the Swedes, works his way to the line, falls over a hockey stick. Now the Swedes move in quickly. Gustafsson throws it back out to Eldebrink at the line. He has to get rid of it into the corner. Magnus Rupe leaves it for Naslund. It comes back out to the line, kept in there. There's a shot right on, and good traffic in front of Taco. He had to be very sharp there with Rupe standing right in the crease. Here's Rupe once again, trying to work his way in front to Naslund. Back to the line. Here's another shot, just missed the open net. And the Finns finally control, and Curry shoots it down the ice.
You can see what the Swedes were trying to do there. Very much like a North American power play. Rupe was trying to get in front of Taco, cause some problems. Gustafsson in the slot, trying to set up a deflection, and they were shooting from the point.
Nielsen works his way in across the Finnish blue line. Shoots it around behind the net. Naslund still out there on a long shift. Centered it right in front for Nielsen. And the Swedes have to come back out to center. Karlsson. Jonsson now. Up to Kent Nielsen. Nielsen on a bad leg is skating pretty well. Nielsen takes the pass. Big shot. Oh, that just about took Kerry Taco's head off. And the Swedes are lucky to keep it in at the line. Now the Finns break quickly to center. Still killing this penalty. Good defensive play there by Rundqvist at the line. And Thomas Rundqvist comes back for the Swedes. Works his way in across the line. Gronstand held him up. Nielsen went to get the loose puck. And the Finns control once again. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Makala works his way in across the line, or Suominen make that. And it's cleared around, and the Finns have killed the penalty effectively. Karlsson and Jonsson behind the net. And this is Lars Karlsson to Jonsson. Thomas Jonsson works his way in across the line. Poke check by Makala, and the puck comes back out to center. 10:50 to play in the first period. Still no score in the hockey game. The Swedes have had the better of the chances to this point. Taco clears it around. Blomqvist missed it. There's a shot by Anders Karlsson that went wide. Karlsson has had 2 outstanding scoring chances in this first period. Blomqvist shoots it into the zone. It's left behind the net by Samuelsson. Now Michael Telvin, a Boston Bruin defenseman, shoots it out to center. Carlson tried to find the open man Sodergren and couldn't. And now Blomqvist controls. Suominen.
An awful lot of neutral ice play out there right now. Neither team gaining that blue line.
Helminen shoots it into the zone, and just as quickly Telvin breaks that up and sets it up for Samuelsson. To Anders Carlson. There's a shot toward the side of the net. We'll have an interference call coming up against the Finns. Another shot. Taco came out, kicked that into the corner. And now we get the whistle. We'll take a break. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. Opening period, and there's no score.
Teppo Numminen ends up with a tripping penalty. You can see number 21 for the Swedes, Lars Gunnar Peterson. He was heading for that net, looking for the deflection. He didn't get it, but he did draw a penalty. Finns in the box again.
So the Swedes on the power play for the third time in the period. Anderson won the draw. Eldebrink with the shot. Anderson ready and fires, and Taco made another big save. Harry Taco has been the story of a sluggish first period here so far. And now the net is off its moorings and we get another whistle.
Lars Gunnar Peterson, who had been inserted in the lineup, he did not play against the Soviets. A lot of the reason? Well, he's a great goal scorer, but not great at back-checking. He's had a couple of good chances as of the last few minutes. Watch right there. Pedersen just ends up picking up that puck and blasting it. Taco gets over there right at the last second, but Lars Gunnar Pedersen is an offensive style player for the Swedish team, and after game one, he was inserted into the lineup.
So the face-off to the left of Kari Taco. 1 minute and 48 seconds left in the Finnish penalty to Numminen. And the puck comes out to Telvin at the line. Thomas Janssen, right on, scores!
Well, a man with lots of experience back in the blue line, experience in North American play, Thomas Janssen, the New York Islander defenseman, ends up with possession of the puck. After that face-off, the Swedes won it. Clearly back to the point. Now watch, as it crosses over to Janssen, he walks in, you can see it. Taco was beaten, he could see it all the way there. Thomas Janssen with the first goal of the hockey game.
So a game that Sweden has to win to make it into the medal round, and the Swedes get on the scoreboard first on a goal on the power play by Thomas Janssen. Michael Telvin will get one assist, and that came at 10:38, and now the Swedes are buzzing in again, and Taco stands up and makes the good save right on a good close-in shot from the slot. Now the Finns try and get out once more. Bankman or Ruutu make it. Ruutu. And the puck comes back outside the line as Utila could not keep it in. Ronstadt and Utila on the blue line for Team Finland. Kuri missed the shot. Rupe sets it up in the slot. Gustafsson and Naslund was hauled down. And the puck comes out into the center ice area to Rupe to Eldebrink. Naslund to Janssen. And we get it offside at the line.
That goal by Thomas Janssen, assisted by Telvin and Anderson. Janssen seeing the ice out there. He's made a couple of good rushes in the neutral ice area, gaining the blue line. He's a heads-up defenseman out there that can see the whole ice surface. That's what's made him valuable for the New York Islanders.
The Finns try once more to break out into the center ice area. They get as far as the line, and Blomqvist has to regroup in the center ice area. Now he shoots it in behind Peter Lindmark, who had a couple of saves to make early in the first period, but hasn't been too busy the last 5 minutes or so. Rundqvist gets in as far as the line. Samuelsson shovels it towards the corner. Nielsen taken in on the boards by Numanen. Blomqvist clears it around on the boards. Blomqvist to Hagman, to Tikkanen. Esa Tikkanen, the Edmonton Oilers left winger, shoots it into the Swedish zone. Now it's Rundqvist out into the center ice area. Sundstrom can't control. Rundqvist carries on. Nielsen takes the pass into the slot area. Here's Janssen once again. He was hauled down by Järvi. Anu Virta around on the boards, and Tikkanen will try his luck once again. Can't get it out. Now finally does. Finns changing with the play right in front of their own bench. And the Swedes, Michael Talvin, able to control it along the boards. Then he gives it away. Makala moves up behind the net. Makala in the corner. Gets some help finally from Telmanen. And now we're going to get a penalty call against Michael Talvin for holding. 6:41 to go in the first period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
Dragged down.
Who's I heard you that time?
Right down.
I think it was Macklin.
Didn't drag him down, he took it down.
Team Sweden's penalty, number 27, Michael Telvin. 2 minutes for holding.
Telvin ends up with a holding penalty. Watch as he has got the butt end of his stick there just underneath of Makala's arm. Now Makala, I think at that point in time, decided that was good enough to go down for, and it may just draw a penalty. That it did.
Makala moves into the slot area, shoots it over top of her, off a hockey stick actually. It wound up in the corner, and here comes the Swedes out of their own zone once again. Verta broke that up in the neutral ice area. And now Siren starts back for Finland. And the puck goes off a stick and over the glass behind Peter Lindmark.
Peter, we've really had a pretty lifeless game here so far. One would have expected the Swedes to come out with a real intense effort out there, taking the body, moving the puck as they're capable of. Neither team has looked as though they have wanted to win this hockey game too badly. For the Finns, we understand that there's not a great deal of reason for them to play well other than to be the spoilers and to go home at least acknowledging the fact they beat the Swedes. However, for the Swedes, it's life or death today.
Skriko cleared it around on the boards. Kent Nielsen got after it there. Utila kept it in at the line. Skriko behind the net. Works against Janssen. Now it comes around on the boards to Ruutu. He throws it across. Good pass to the point. Gronstad to Utila. Back to Ruutu. 5:45 to go in the first period. Right in front. What a save Lindmark made. Best stop of the period on Gronstad. Brilliant goalkeeping by Lindmark. Nielsen now shoots it into the Finnish zone. Down to 50 seconds left in the penalty.
Thomas Janssen let Gronstrand walk right in there, totally undefended.
Skriko moved up trying to take the pass. Naslund cleared it out and down the ice, and Tommy Eklund, instead of going for the long skate, went to the bench for a rest instead. Utila now back up through the center ice area. Skriko across the line, sets it up for Christian Ruutu. Some heavy work along the boards there. The official nearly got hit with a high stick, and now Eldebrink works his way across the finish line. Naslund is in the deep slot looking for a pass. Eldebrink instead just clears it back over the boards and out of play.
Well, Eldebrink there looked as though he was Hercules carrying that puck. Meanwhile, Jari Granstrand, the defenseman for the Finnish team, did nothing to stop him. Naslund, if he ever starts using his speed out there in today's game, will walk right around those Finnish defensemen pretty easily. The Finns not being very aggressive and certainly not taking the body.
So the face-off to the right of Kerry Taco. We have 12 seconds left in the penalty. And there is 4:53 to go in period one. It is 1-0 in favor of Sweden on a goal by Thomas Jansson. Carlson with the big shot from the point is away wide. Tikkanen clears it back into the corner. Virta sets it up for Tikkanen. And finally it is Siren. Back to Virtala. Telvin out of the cleared it to the line. Carlson broke up that Finnish foray. Tikkanen just waited for the puck to come to him, and unfortunately for him, Sundstrom went and got it first. Nielsen with a nice move to get it in along the boards, and Sundstrom nearly got it.